Extensive search operation underway for missing Assam residents in Imphal West. Manipur police rescue kidnapped medical officer, arrest 5 with arms and narcotics catch. Century-old tree fell for highway expansion in Bungaigon. Environmentalists raise alarm. And 2 Assam laborer buried alive in mud cave in at construction site in Itanagar, Arunachal Pradesh. Hello, good afternoon. You're watching ELITETV English News at 12:30. Now the news in detail. Imphal West and Kangpopi District Police, along with army units under the supervisions of the General Officers Commander GOC of the 57 Mountain Divisions, are conducting extensive operation to localize from Kamal Babu Singh, a 56-year-old resident of the Gosaipur, Udarbond, Kachar District, Assam, currently residing in the Loitang Kunau, Imphal West. Singh was reported missing on November 25, 2024 from the Limakong area. Security forces have launched rigorous physical search operation in Limakong and its surrounding regions, leaving no stone unturned in their efforts to trace the missing individual. The search is being conducted in both the vulnerable hills and the valley district, with area domination operations underway to ensure comprehensive coverage. Joint operations have also been carried out in the Mongbung Meitei, Mongbung Kuki, Bali Juri, Kasimpur, and the Jorol Pokpi under Cheribam Police Station. Additionally, the search extends to Jakuradhor, Part 1 and 2, and the Harinagar areas under Borobekra police stations in Cheribam district. The efforts reflect the dedication of the security forces to resolve this case as operations continue unabated. Manipur police successfully rescued a kidnapped medical officer, Dr. K.H. Navakeshwar, who was abducted from the Langthabal Kunja Awang Lekai on the morning of November 22. The kidnappers had demanded a ransom and issued threats against the victim's life if the demands were not met. Acting on the intelligence inputs, the police tracked the victim to a farmhouse in the Lamdeng under Lamsang police station. The rescue operations conducted on November 24, 2024 led to the arrest of 4 individuals: Wahengbam Ramananda, alias Rauso or Luangamba, reportedly linked to the KCP MC Lalumba; Wahengbam Usarani, alias Biari or Abem; Nauraibam Joy Sanka, aged 39; Lai Chombam Bipin Singh, aged 32, from the suspect possessions. Law enforcement recovered a 7.65 mm pistol with a magazine, a .32 mm pistol with a magazine, 10 live rounds of the .32 caliber ammunition. Subsequently, on the November 26, 2004, another suspect, Paunam Samungao, alias Pintu, was apprehended. A follow-up search at the residence of the Ramananda reveals a significant catch of arms, ammunition, and the suspect narcotics, including 3 pistols, 1 loaded with 3 rounds of 9 mm ammunition, revolvers and 2 carbine magazines, 28 rounds of the 7.65 mm ammunition, and 1 round of the 7.62 mm ammunition, 4 detonators, and .22 rifles with a magazine. 8 soap caps suspected to contain heroin number 4. Authorities are continuing investigating to identify and apprehend other individuals involved in the case. Manipur police have reiterated their commitments to public safety and urge citizens to report any suspicious activities to ensure a secure environment. Security forces are conducting combined operations in the Jeroboam areas to arrest the culprits involved in a heinous and a terrorist act of killing many, including women and children, Chief Minister N. Biren Singh told reporter during a press conference this late evening at the Durbar Hall, Chief Minister's Secretariat. 2 companies of the CRPF were rushed to the Jeroboam immediately in the aftermath of the recent spats of violence, and another 5 companies were rushed recently, the Chief Minister said, adding that search and combined operation will continue until the culprits are arrested and booked under the law. And Biren Singh also said that in an unfortunate incident, a man identified as Laishram Kamal Babu has gone missing since yesterday after visiting the Limakong army camp. He added that a 0 FIR has been registered in these connections with the Segmai police and that the combined teams of the state force, paramilitary and army are trying to trace the missing persons. The Chief Minister further highlighted that the National Investigation Agency NIA has re-registered cases in connections with the recent spats of violence in the Jeroboam, leading to the killing of many, including women and children. The NIA, the Chief Minister says, has issued press release regarding to re-registering of these 3 cases. The first case relates to the killing of the 2 civilians, abductions, and the subsequent killing of the 6 civilians, including women and children. The second case relates to the attack on a CRPF post located at the Jakkuradhor, Karong, and the Borobekra police station, Jeroboam, by arms miscreants and recovery of the dead bodies of arms militants and arms and ammunition from the vicinity of the attack. The third case relates to the murder of another woman at the Jeroboam. He said the NIA has also started its investigation and identifying individuals involved, he said. The Chief Minister observed that due to the gravity and the complexities of the present situations in the state, the government is unable to issue updates as frequently as the peoples would have wanted. There are certain elements who are waiting to sabotage anything announced by the government, he added. The government is not sitting idle, he said, stressing that security forces considered neutral like CRPF and BSF by the people of the Manipur have been stationed at certain vulnerable and differing areas in order to bring peace and normalcy in the state. And Biren Singh reiterated that on November 18, the NDA legislatures of the states in a meeting had adopted certain resolution, which includes asking the center to repeal the Armed Forces Special Power Act as far from the limits of the 6 police stations where the act was recently reimposed, conducts mass combing operation to nab the culprits involved in the heinous and the terrorizing act of the killing civilians in Jeroboam, declare the organizations involved as terrorists, urged the center to direct the NIA to take it up the case related to the killing of civilians in Jeroboam. Out of these 3 demands of the center has already acted on many, he said, adding that the state governments and the NDA legislatures are ever ready to join the people in further seeking the remaining demands like declaring the involved organization as terrorists, repeal of the ASPA from the limits of the 6 police stations. However, since many of the demands have been already met by the central government, violence agitations which could disturb the general public and hamper peace to return in the state should be avoided, the Chief Minister's appealed. The Chief Minister concluded with appeals to all the CSO and the people of the states, including the COCOMI, to not continue with the agitations so that the schools, college, offices and economic activities may continue without disturbances and allow SF to guard the few vulnerable areas.
Talkiba am toning the little Mamanga, the should talk about the Omalake, the Red I got a motion to Mari living up with couldn't be. No man wrote away Shabir company and in Hazale. I think Mujikti Manga, the Hazala Pura. You something the Raja operation. Cut the way. Local paper media, social media, even graded Pulaga, Umakonga, Karina, operation I was popular enough to identify it. I am a toy. On the Maduk head, confession of Hardbaba, operation. operation Sathagani Hamsima, Manipur Mianda, the Marine and Ocean, with Hazel Bijari, Anishubada, when the higher casing she, the local Pinaba, for the official press release, official NIP, Torre, official in the higher Pocanoship, Necessary Punto, she the Torre and I had brother 3 1 weeks with the big answer, young, the beach. Terrorism is a book, and anti-terror agency really is a start of it. And I keep moving, moving, no idea, moving up. How go to young terrorist move the public have she, moving idea, she the press is the Pali.
The ongoing expansions of the National Highway 7 into a 4-lane road has sparked environmental concerns in the North Salmara, Bungaigon district. Authorities have undertaken widespread felling of trees, including century-old ones, along the routes from the Tulungia in Bungaigon to the Moatari in Dubri district, leaving nature enthusiasts and the local deeply troubled. Environmental advocates emphasize the ecological significance of these mature trees, stating that each one contributes between 270 and 300 liters of the oxygen daily, benefiting the lives of 50 to 60 individuals. The loss of such tree is seen as a severe blow to the region's environmental balance, urging the government to reconsider its approach. Local conservationists have called for alternative methods of the road expansion. They propose acquiring adjacent land for the widening the highway instead of cutting down the long-standing trees that have stood as vital environmental assets for decades. Two laborers were buried alive and 2 others were injured following a mud cave-in at a construction site in the Itanagar Doni colony, Arunachal Pradesh, on November 26. The 4 individuals were residents of the Assam. The incident occurs when 4 laborers were digging to construct a retaining wall and the earth suddenly collapsed, according to the sources. While 2 laborers lost their lives, the other 2 were shifted to the Ramakrishna Mission's hospital, according to the Randhir Kumar Jha, the police officers who initiated the rescue operation along with the National Disaster Response Force and the police personnel. The operation lasted from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. The deceased individuals have been identified as a Jahan Hemrand, 45, and a Vijay Bag, 46, both residents of Assam's Dhekya Juli. The injured laborers have been identified as the Ganesh Orant and the Joseph Dobnu. A case of the unnatural death has also been registered at Itanagar police station. Tucker Yangda, the owner of the construction site and the residents of the Setpa, informed that he was building a retaining wall to protect his land from the landslide during the summer seasons. Jahir Hussain, the contractor at the sites, informed that 6 laborers were called from the Assam, of which 4 were engaged in the construction of the retaining wall at Dodi colony. The Mizoram Police and the Assam Rifles in a joint operation stops cross-border drug trafficking attempts and seized heroin's worth rupees 1.93 crore in East Mizoram's Champhai district. 1 individual, the residents of the Myanmar, were also arrested in this connection. The Jaukathar Police Department seized 258 grams of heroin number 4 during a meticulously planned joint operation near Malbuk, Thingruang Kai, Uilui on 25 November. Acting on a credible intelligence inputs, troops of the Assam Rifles established an ambush in the area, leading to the successful interceptions of the trafficker attempting to smuggle drugs across the Tia River. During the operation, the joint teams noticed an individual crossing the Tia River on the Kanbu White. Upon spot checking, the team recovered 22 soap cases of heroin number 4 concealed inside a white sack. The individuals identified as the Vanviak Manga, 42, Malay, residents of the Webula, Myanmar, was immediately taken into the custody and the vehicles used for smuggling was seized. The seized contrabands, the apprehended individuals and the vehicles were handed over to the police department, Zo Kautar, Champhai district, Mizoram, for further investigation and legal proceedings. The Mizoram police on Tuesday seized over 8 kgs of heroin in the Aizol's Tuampui locality and apprehended 3 individuals from the Champhai district. The heroin values at over 2 crores is considered the largest seizures in Mizoram in a single operation. The operation was conducted by the team from the Mizoram Police CID Special Branch. They intercepted 2 vehicles in the early hours of the Tuesday at Cheova Hills, Tuampui, Aizol. The vehicles included a Bolero bearing registration number MZ04/A9872 coming from the Tlangsam Sampai via Kelkang Viate, Kaitums and pickups bearing registration number MZ066021 which was stationed in Aizol. The team seized 8.058 kgs of the orange powder suspected to be heroin, packed in 664 soap cases. The seized drugs are valued at rupees 2.4174,000 in the local markets. The arrested individuals are Lalro Nuna Fanai, territory of the Tliangsam Champai, Tlaming Thangi, territory of the Tlamsam Vangtlang Champai, and Lalmuan Juala 24 of the Tlangsam Champai. The contraband was concealed under 984 cartons of the V cigarettes and the 955 cartons of the Wind cigarettes. The 2 vehicles and 4 mobile phones from the possessions of the accused were also seized. A case has been registered at the police narcotics stations. And now let's take a short break. Keep watching for more updates.
Live Tharadi Miyamda Asengba Adu Haibiyu. Dukan Yaura Akanda Masidadi offer laite na soidana hairakani. HG Cassette Gallery da amutang linkshin birau. Online price da mobile khudimak loina phangbigani. Hojik se wana ba matamnina loan gi khudong chabasu aikhoi gi maikai dagi pizari. MI gi phone laiba singi su lucky draw leizai. Chahi loramdai asida adom gi daw adu yabra haina amutang yengbiu. Car, bike, mobile na jingba sing phawayana leiri. Ningol chakau bagi special offer gi mathakta aikhoi gi store gi oina su lucky draw tawjari. Lucky draw asigi first prize na 32-inch TV, second prize na induction, third prize na rice cooker ni. Singjamai supermarket ta laiba HG Cassette Gallery da lengshin biraktu na khudong chaba ase lawbi ho.
Makal kaya gi award fangaba HG Cassette Gallery ni. Chahi taragi mathaktagi HG Cassette Gallery na mobile store sida matam nga chanaba mongda offer amadi discount kaya piduna lakchari. Sale khudong cha double su loan da mobile lawbi ba yagani. Discount piba khatang natana lucky draw tawduna miyamda khudol kaya am su pijari. Miyamsu Singjamai supermarket ta laiba HG Cassette Gallery da utang lingsing birau. Loina na HG Cassette Gallery gi Facebook page asibu follow tawba singi onasu lucky draw amasu thamjari.
Sri Sri Gaurachandrai Namha Purbasamda Ikoi Khwaibu Konbiramba Sri Yendrembam Kumar Singh Namagi Nuksi Jarba Manung Sagai Natai Amadi Marupang Khwai Punum Puthadok Lamlaga Haukiba Tang Tara Taret Nomazin Mita Sri Guru gi Kripadi Ves Olga Sri Krishna Chaitanya Das have Nam Fangjaduna Dindabal Prapti Oikre Lakliba Tang Kuni Thoi Irai Numita Asti Sanjay Lokutraga Lakliba Tang Kuntra Thangza Numita Srada Din Tokle Walakasi the Brahman Vaishnava Ahalaman Marupang Ekona the Sakhangza Hudraba Khwai Punum Matam Chan Lingbertuna Harinam Sarban Tabirnaba Paujanjari Singh, Srimati Yendrembam Obi, Damayanti Devi Sardharmini, Sri Yendrembam Iboyama Singh, Machanupa, Sri Yendrembam Robin Singh, Machanupa, Srimati Yendrembam Ombi, Bina Amina Devi Mamunupi, Srimati Yendrembam Ombi, Dayasori Devi Mamunupi, Yendrembam Davhina Masunupi, Kurai Awang Kongpal, Laisum Laikai.
Karigumba matamda adongi thabak mafamda tongan da thaudokna pukning wakhal nungai handabra asigumba thaudok asidagi ngak thoknaba Panmei kharamyam gi damakta thamjari emung manunggi miyoising naknaba marup maphangsing workplace ki colleaguesing asina chingbaga wari watai sadokpiba amadi yarba makai social interactions fana thamnaba honabiu anoba skill natraga hobby sing tamshinduna masidagi kanaba lobiu isagi pukning wakhal nungai nabagi damakta kanagumba gi mateng pangbiduna natraga makhoi da minungshi utpi aduna adom amadi miyoidugi wakal nungaina thambada mating oigani ishagi matam khaidoktuna ishana isaga afaba mari thambiba thangai fade amadi ishagi me time thambiduna ishana isaga loina biduna ishana isabu masak khangnaba hotnabiyu faba wakal tana mang thaduna aihakna hongdokpa ngamlaroidaba potuda wakal thadadana madubu accept tawba tamduna thadokpa ngamnaba hotnabiyu nongmagi numitta ishana khwaidagi khoidajba physical activities haibadi lamjel walking cycling gymming apamba ama hekta khanbiduna madubu day to day life ki saruk ama ohelashi mashi punamak ashina adomgi pukning wakalbu ingna chikna thambada mating pangani mashigi mathakta Telemanas Manipur mental helpline number 14416 24/7 adomgi damakta lepli pukning wakal hexton tharakpaga hairiba number 14416 ashida call tobiyu natraga manak nakpa health and wellness center da chatpiyu miyamgi damakta paujin jariba national mental health program national health mission Manipur amadi Directorate of Health Services Manipur.
Welcome back after the break. Moving on with the founder of the Tripura Motha, Padiot Kishore Manikya Debarma, on Tuesday strongly opposed the Tripura government's alleged move to set up a 5-star hotel in the historical Puspa Panbanda Palace. He demanded that the government rethink and reconsider the decision, warning that protests would be launched if the plan goes ahead. In a video message, Padiot said that the old Raj Bhavan known as the Puspa Banda Palace was handed over to the government of India free of cost in 1949 by the 10th Rajmata Kanchan Prabha Devi under certain terms and conditions to serve as the governor's house. The founder of the Tripura Motha, Padiot Kishore Manikya Debarma, on Tuesday strongly opposed the Tripura government's alleged move to set up a 5-star hotels in the historical Puspa Banta Palace. He demanded that the government rethink and reconsider decisions, warning that the protests would be launched if the plan goes ahead. In a video message, Padiot says that the old Raj Bhavan known as the Puspa Bantha Palace was handed over to the government of Free India free of course in 1949 by the then Rajmata Kanchan Prabha Devi under certain terms and considers to serve as the governor house. The chairman of the Land Ports Authority of India, Aditya Mishra, announced on November 26 that the newly constructed land ports in the Sabrum South District is expected to become operational by the end of this year on early 2025. During his visit to the Sabrum Lands Port, LPAI, Chairman Mishra held meetings with officials, stakeholders, and the border security forces. Speaking to the reporter, Mishra explains that the Sabrum's land port, initially resettles to commence operations on August 14, has been delayed due to the political developments in Bangladesh. We conducted a conference with the stakeholder at the Sabrum's land ports to discuss the progress. While we aim to operationalize the ports by August 14, political changes in the Bangladesh caused delays. However, we are striving to make these routes functional as soon as possible, as it will greatly benefit both states by the boosting tourism and trade. We anticipate that it will be operational by the end of this year or early next year. Despite some instability, the two countries are closely connected in many ways, and these routes will be advantageous for both sides, Mishra stated. Tripura currently has 2 land ports, one in the Agartala on the West District and another at the Srimantapur of the Sepha Hizala District. The Meghalaya government, in collaborations with the Department of the Promotion of the Industry and the Internal Trade, conducted the Be Ready Firm sensitization workshop in Shillong on November 26. The workshop focused on the key infrastructure developments of the utility services, including power and water and internet, along with the strategic assessments of the business locations, aimed at bridging the policy formulations gaps with the ground level realities. The events brought together government officials, industry stakeholders at the relevant firms to comprehensively examine and address critical challenges within the business ecosystem. The workshop marks a significant step towards creating a more responsive and adaptive business environment in Meghalaya by facilitating direct dialogue between the policymakers and industry practitioners. Governor of Sikkim's Om Prakash Mathur visited Chief Minister of Sikkim Prem Singh Tamang at Old Sikkim House in New Delhi today. The meeting provided an opportunity for both leaders to discuss any developmental issues pertaining to the states of Sikkim. During the visit, Chief Minister Tamang briefly Governor Mathur on several ongoing and upcoming developments, schemes and programs that are poised to bring growth and progress to the state. The discussions cover a wide range of topics with a focus on initiatives aimed at enhancing infrastructure, social welfare and economic developments in Sikkim. Apart from the formal discussion, the Chief Minister also took a moment to inquire about the well-being of the Governor. In a gesture of goodwill, Chief Minister Tamang extended his warm greetings to the Governor Mathur on the occasions of the Samvidhan Devas, which marks the 75th anniversary of the adoption of the constitutions of India. The Bangladesh courts on a Tuesday denied bail to prominent Hindu leaders Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari, arrested on sedition charges, and sent him to prisons, triggering protests by community members in various locations, including the capital Dhaka and the port cities of the Chattogram. Bangladesh police on Monday arrested Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari, a leader of the Hindu group Sammilita Sanatani Jote, from the Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airports areas in Dhaka while traveling to Chattogram. He was then brought to the Chattogram. Officials say Das was escorted to the courts amidst tight security as numbers of his supporters, including lawyers, chanted slogans protesting his arrest. According to the eyewitnesses, Das greeted his supporters gathered at the court premises with folded hands as they chanted slogans and asked them to refrain from chanting religious slogans at the scene. During the hearing, the lawyers serving as the Das Defense Counsel requested Chattogram 6 Metropolitan Magistrates Qazi Sariful Islam to issue similar arrest warrant for them as well. In response, the judge stated, "I respect your emotion for him. Islam then briefly adjourns the hearing." Upon resuming, he asked the lawyer to represent the bail appeal for the reconsiderations, during which Das also made a statement. Following the conclusions of the arguments, Islam rejected Das' bail petition. The judge says since Das was arrested from outside the port city, as per law he is required to be kept under judicial custody for 24 hours. The court then ordered that Das be taken to jails and directed the prison's authorities to allow the Hindu priest to practice his religious rituals as per the jail code. And now let's take another short break again. Keep watching for more updates.
Mobile furniture na lagliba wedding season asigi anau contemporary wedding set furniture sing puduna lakchari loina na Manipur ihan hanba oina wedding set laibiba matamda 24 karat ki 5 gram ki gold coin free gift oina bizari mayam lengsin biraktuna mobile furniture ki 3rd edition the great wedding sales gold offer asi pre-booking tobiduna khudong chaba silobi ho
offer asi akupa information khambina bagdamakta sangai product laiba mobile furniture la lengsin biro
Diabetes ko loina na hingliba sing thamagi manungda control to bangamle urea creatinine wangbasu thamagi manungda hanthaba ngamle khong hamba nungai tebasu numit manga nigi manungda fahan bangamle pile saibadi nungsang nabasu chama da chama fahan bangamle cholesterol wangba numit kunida normal oi bangamle bp wangbasu thamagi manungda normal oi bangamle fatty liver oi basu thamagi manungda fagat han bangamle pumnamak natural oi ba hidak makhalna laing jabani hakchang da sokadaba side effect amata laite makata na hidak chabagi mathau su tararoi hena kupa parol gi damak ngasimak lengsin birau Diabetes Hospital Soibam Leikai Ayangpali Road opposite Karkinos Jenims Hospital Porompat Imphal East near Punjab National Bank.
Welcome back. 4 paramilitary personnel and 2 policemen have been killed and over 100 security personnel injured as a protest by the supporters of jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan turned violence, prompting the federal government to deploy the army in the national capital along with the suits at site order on Tuesday, state-run media said. Pakistan deployed the army amidst a tense standoff with Khan's supporter from the His Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, pushing forwards by the removing hurdles on their way to Islamabad's D Chowk venue as the government vows to foil their attempts, even if a curfew needs to be imposed. Radio Pakistan says a vehicle rammed into the Pakistan Rangers personnel, killing 4 Rangers officials on the Srinagar highway in Islamabad late on Monday night. 5 other Rangers personnel and several police officials too sustained severe injuries. About 5 kilometers from this spot, a bunch of miscreants equipped with weapons and ammunition pelted stones on the Rangers personnel and carried out indiscriminate firing on the security personnel at the Chungi number 26 in the Rawalpindi, Radio Pakistan said. It also reported that 2 policemen were killed but didn't provide any details. According to the Punjab police, 1 policeman was killed at the Hakla interchange on the Islamabad outskirts during the clash with the PTI protesters on Monday, but it also did not give details about the second policeman. Separately, Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi said at the late-night media interactions that more than 100 security personnel, mostly from the police, were injured and added 1 senior police officer SP were critically injured. He suffered a severe head injury due to the stone peltings by the Radio Pakistan. Further reported that the Pakistan Army was called in to deal with the miscreants with an iron hand, and clear orders have also been issued to suit miscreants and troublemakers on site. Strongly condemning the attacks on the Rangers and the police personnel by the protester, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in a statement directed to immediately identify those involved in the incidents and ensure they are brought to justice. At least 36 people were killed and 17 others injured in the Israeli airstrikes on southern and the eastern Lebanon, according to the media reports. Israeli airstrikes on the eastern Lebanese governorates at the Baalbek Harmels killed 11 people, including 8 in the residential apartments in the village of the Nabi Cheats and 3 others in the Harmels, the official national news agency reported on Monday. Meanwhile, Israelis airstrikes on the southern Lebanon killed 25 people, including 9 in the village of the Marakeh, 3 in the village of the Endbal, 2 in the towns of the Gajia, 10 in the Tyre districts, and 1 in the village of the Yomor. The NNA reported, adding that the airstrike also injured 70 people in the Tyre. On Monday, Hezbollah targeted Straga base, the administrative headquarters of the Golani Brigade's command, north of the occupied cities of the Acre, with a barrage of the rockets, the NNA reported. Hezbollah also hits Israeli forces into Mosavim in northern Israel and in the Malkiyed settlements, the report said, adding that the Hezbollah targeted an Israeli force settling in a house in the Al-Fayada during its withdrawals, destroying the structures and inflicting multiple casualties among the forces, Xinhua News agency reported. On Monday, the United Nations Interim Forces in Lebanon on social media platform X condemns constant strike on the Lebanese armed forces as a flagrant violation of the UN Security Council Resolution 1701 and international humanitarian law, which limits the use of violence against those not participating in hostility. UNIFIL also urged all parties involved in the conflict to address their differences through negotiation instead of violence. The Lebanese army says that the Israeli military has been repeatedly targeting its soldiers recently. In a latest attack on a Sunday, an Israeli airstrike targeted the Lebanese army's posted in the Amaria axis on the Klaile Tyre roads in the southwestern Lebanese, killing 1 soldier and injuring 18 others. Since September 23, 2024, the Israeli army has also intensified its airstrikes attacks on the Lebanese in the escalations of the conflicts with the Hezbollah. Israel further initiated ground operations across its northern border into Lebanon in early October. The European Union's top diplomat said Tuesday there were no excuses for Israel to refuse the implements the ceasefire within the Lebanese militant groups Hezbollah, saying all its security concerns had been addressed in the US-France broker deals. Joseph Borrell, the outgoing EU foreign policy chief, called for the increased pressures on Israel to blunt extremists in the governments who are refusing to accept the deal. Speaking on the sidelines of the groups of the 7 meeting in Italy, Borrell warns that if a ceasefire is not implemented, Lebanon will fall apart. Israeli officials say Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet was set to convene Tuesday to discuss a proposed ceasefire. Among the issues that remains is an Israel demand to reserve the right to act should Hezbollah violates its obligations under the emerging deal. Borrell says that the US would chair the ceasefire implementations committee, but France would participate at the request of the Lebanon. On the proposal agreements brokered by the US and France, Israel has also security concern, Borrell told reporters in the Fiuggi, Italy. There is no an excuse for implementing a ceasefire, otherwise Lebanon will fall apart. Hezbollah begins attacking Israel on October 8, 2023, a day after Hamas attacks on the southern Israel, setting off more than a year of fighting. That escalated into all-out war in September with the massive Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon and Israel's ground invasions of the country's south. Hezbollah has fired thousands of rockets into the Israeli military base, cities and towns, including some 250 projectiles on Sunday. In the Gaza Strip, more than 44,000 people have been killed and more than 104,000 wounded in the 13 months war between Israel and Hamas, according to the Gaza's health ministry. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow the Facebook page, Instagram and X for more information about the channel. Before we wrap up the headlines, once again. Extensive search operation underway for missing Assam residents in Imphal West. Manipur police rescue kidnapped medical officers, arrest 5 with arms and narcotics catch. Century-old trees felled for national highway expansions in Bungaigon. Environmentalists raise alarm. And 2 Assam laborer buried alive in a mud cave in at construction sites in Arunachal, Itanagar. Well, that's all we have for now. Next updates at 3 again. Till then, take care.